Hello and welcome back to Feed the Bees. I'm Sjin and welcome back to the farm. So there's been a few changes in the background. You can see the house has been slightly upgraded, but I'll get to that in a second because this episode we're going to be looking at silent gear tools. Basically they're an alternative to Tinker's Construct. They're pretty cool, kind of a lot easier to get started with, and apparently the potential for the weapons and armor from it is actually insane. So we're going to jump into that and see what we can do. So let's begin. Right, so as you can see, we've made a few changes to the farmhouse. I've used some of the wood that we've got over here from those purple and purple, lavender and magenta. I don't know what those colors are, but those two shades of purple. We've basically chopped a few of them down, used some of the wood to make a cool little kind of balcony here. And also we've added a second level to our farmhouse, and things are looking pretty good. Oh, also, I'm not sure if I'd done this last episode, but we built some stairs as well to get up to this second floor. So what this is going to do is it's going to help separate our farmhouse between the two different layers. We've got the basement down here, and then up the stairs we've got our main floor. I put the bed up here for now, because it's just neater that way. Eventually we'll have some stairs going up to the top floor as well, and that's just how we're going to progress things. So, silent tools, what are they and where do we begin? Well, silent tools are a lot like Tinker's Construct tools. If we go here and type in, I've been looking at mining gadgets, doing some research. If we look at silent tools, maybe just silent, it's silent gear, isn't it? You can see there's a whole bunch of blueprints, and all of this looks very familiar if you're used to Tinker's Construct. Basically, you want to get blueprints of all of these things, and you use the blueprints to make pieces, and you use the pieces to make finished tools. The different materials you use to make the tools change a lot of properties about the tool itself. For example, if you wanted to get a hammer that could dig obsidian, you'd need to use a diamond tip or a diamond head on your hammer, etc. Things like that, you know? Slight upgrades. And when you get a bit more technical and further into the mod pack, you can use things like, where is it? Yeah, the material grader will help you upgrade the materials that you're putting into the tools to get the absolute most out of your tools. Basically, I'm going to make all of the blueprints and the blueprint book just to store everything and so we don't have to keep coming back and making new blueprints. And blueprints are super easy to make. They all just require blueprints and sticks. Well, not all of them actually, hang on a sec. Some of them require string. Whoa, what's this one? A coating? The coating blueprint requires a diamond and an emerald. Well, okay, we're not going to make all of these, but we're going to make as many as we can. So we've got most of the things we need, but for a blueprint we need blue dye, which we've got covered from our bees, and we need some paper, right? Okay, paper. And that brings me back to another thing that we're going to need. So before we can jump into silent gear tools, I'm going to quickly run out front and set up two big fields. And these are going to be fields for hemp, which will help us get string, and also a big field for sugarcane that will help us get some paper. Now you're probably wondering how I got so much stone brick. Well, I discovered something really cool with this mod pack, and this is going to blow your mind. Check it out, right? So let me see if I can find... Let's see. Oh no, I've got some sand on me. So check this out, right? So you know how when you're trying to smelt stone, you have to put a whole stack into one of these things, and the coal will kind of burn away, and then after like 10 minutes, maybe you've got a whole stack. Well, what you can do is you can compress the cobblestone and then smelt it in one go, and that speeds it up massively. Let me show you. So we have sand here, 62. That would usually take ages to smelt. Instead, we're going to turn it into some compressed sand, put the compressed sand in the furnace, and it cooks at the same speed as normal sand. This will turn into, I believe, a compressed glass block. Boom. And then that glass block can then be put into a crafting bench and turned back into 9 pieces of glass. And this is going to massively speed up any of your smelting from things that can be compressed. And now let's clear out a space for these farms. So this is going to be pretty cool because I get to... I better empty my hand. I get to finally dig away some of this grass. And if I use Ultimine as well, I'm going to get a whole bunch of extra seeds. Right, boom, field number 1. So we're going to start by putting a corner here, just like this. Dink, dink, dink. And then we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is going to be our hemp field. Okay, so this is going to be hemp, and then next to it we're going to have our sugarcane farm. However, sugarcane works a little bit differently in this. I'm not sure if in this mod pack sugarcane can grow infinitely up into the sky. I think it probably can. But anyway, sugarcane doesn't need tilled land. It just does have to actually have a water source right next to it, not up to 4 blocks away. Oh man, almost used up my shovel. And now let's just wall this off as well. Okay, step 2 is water. But we'll need a bucket first, so let's grab that. Now again, actually, I'm going to need a well, I think, in future, and it's always cool to have a well very close to the farm. So I'm going to put a well, I think, here. And a well is basically just where I put an infinite water source. Or not an infinite water source, but if I put a water in one corner and the other, well, you know how that works. I can get infinite water from that. Another addition to the farm you can see is I've built a docks down here. It's just like an easy way to get to the boat. Boom. Oh man, I love how shiny water looks in this mod pack with these shaders. Alright, lickety split, let's make ourselves a hoe. What are you doing here? You stupid bee! Have I got a jar? I don't think I have a spare jar. There's a jar. When is a door not a door? When it doesn't open. Oh no, I think our bee has escaped. What's he doing? How is he stuck in here? What's wrong with him? Is he getting upset because we haven't taken the honey out of the hive? You know what? I'm not even going to bother with that right now. I got bigger problems, bigger fish to fry. Actually, no, I am gonna grab him though because he is running away. Come back here, you bastard. Yeah, so I've seen some guides online. People say that these bees are a bit they're in danger. If monsters come, they will attack the bees, and bees are actually quite prone to flying off and getting confused. So what I might need to do at some point is build like glass domes to cover these beehives. I think that might look cool if we can get enough glass. And that'll stop the bees from A, running away, and B, getting killed by monsters that spawn while we're away mining and things. There we go, a big old field full of hemp. Have I got all the spots filled in? Yeah, looks like I do. So, being a kitchen sink mod pack, there's a whole bunch of mods that help us increase how things grow. Like, do we want more speed, more crop yield? And there is something that I saw that was quite cool, if I can find it here. A mod called Farming for Blockheads lets you get fertilizer that should speed up the growth. Problem is though, it needs gold nuggets, which we don't quite have, and bone meal we'd have to kill some skeletons for, but it's food for thought. I'll store that little nugget in the back of my mind and maybe come back to that once I have the materials we need for it. So, the hemp is down. One more thing we need is the sugarcane, but we're going to actually have to find a source of sugarcane first. And I don't know where we're going to do that. Typically, sugarcane, I think it's supposed to appear on rivers, right? On the side of rivers. So we're going to build ourselves a boat and go for a bit of a sail along the coast and see what we can find. This is going to have two effects. A, we're going to get the sugarcane, which is what we need. But also, B, we're going to explore some of this continent and help us map it out. Because at the moment, I mean, we've been quite a long way around this world. But there's some cool things on the horizon. Like here, it looks like a sandstone kind of biome. Looks pretty cool. Oh, I don't know what this is, but this stuff looks pretty cool. These kind of roads, are they roads? Either way, if I build a boat, I can go and scope that out. But as you can see, we've got loads of room for the farm. Okay, time to see if we can build a boat. Before we do though, I'm just going to smoke up the... wait, where's my smoker gone? There we go. I'm going to smoke up the hives and gather a little bit more honey. Oops, Forgot to smoke it. So you're supposed to smoke these hives before you scrape off the honey, because if you don't, the bees are supposed to get real mad and attack you. I mean, luckily they didn't. I'm not quite sure why, but they didn't. That's good. But yeah, some of you guys might have thought, why is he using a smoker anyway? What's the point of that? Well, oh God, that's what it's for. You're supposed to smoke the hive before you take all the honey. So with the centrifuge, I found a cool trick. This is a manual centrifuge. It spins around the honeycombs and gets all the honey out. Pretty cool. But we have to right-click on it ourselves. We haven't got a powered one yet because we got no source of power. But I've used a mouse macro for my gaming mouse that lets me click on this manual centrifuge super quick. So let's try it out. Oh, it didn't work. Well, it worked earlier, I swear. I swears. Wait, hang on. Oh, I need an empty hand. That's why. Aha! Yeah, look at that! Look at that, baby! Oh man, that's macro power. That's the power of a mouse macro. Look at the speed of this bad boy. If I just turn it off though, this is as fast as I can click. I'm clicking as fast as I can right now, and this is how quick it's going. And then this is the macro. Oh yeah, I'm like a $1 million man, a bionic machine. Built to centrifuge. I am the human centrifuge. Wait, wasn't there a movie about that? Oh, looks like we're done. And there we go, we've got 16 beeswax and a whole lot of honey. So our mission is to explore brave new lands, map out the world a little bit, see what's going on, and also we're going to see if we can find some cool new bees, because we've got some jars. Also, we can find out what the hell that is. I mean, I don't know. If I look at the map, there's a lot of cool things going on under the water over here. I'm not quite sure what these are. I think they might be underwater fortresses with guardians and things. There's also, looks like, a shipwreck there. Apparently, you can find some really good loot in shipwrecks. Let's go take a look, see what's going on over here. So this thing floating around, what is this? Stripped oak wood, a prismarine bee nest. Wow. That's crazy. I had no idea. There's no bees in it. But I'll take a bee. I'll take a bee nest any day. Any day of the week. Great stuff. And that's what that must be as well. Oh man, this is pretty cool actually. This is a cool, easy way to get free hives. And not the kind that, you know, stick to your face. Do you reckon I can scoop a bee while I'm sailing? Let's try it. Let's try the sail and scoop. Boink. These are guardian bees. That sounds pretty cool. Yoink. And come here, you. Yoink. So what is this down here? Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. What the hell is that thing? What is that thing? Is it... It only attacks me when I'm in the water. Let's have some steak and go and see if we can poke it. Some magma blocks down there. What is it? Let's get close enough to see what it is. It is... a drowned. Okay, he's quite big. You know what, screw this, I'm getting the hell out of here. Get in the boat. Why won't it let me get in the boat? There we go. Alright, we're getting the hell out of Dodge. So this is an underground guardian kind of fortress thing. Okay, cool. There are lots of hives around. So whenever we need some more beehives, you can go over here and just grab those. Tell you what is really cool about this biome, and there's a few errors here, like these pumpkins are growing on the side, but as you can see, it's left a few bits of iron exposed and ripe for the harvesting. So we've gone the wrong way, for one. We wanted to go downriver to see what this thing was down here. So let's turn around. There we go. I just saw a really cool looking bee over here that I want to grab up. It's got blue on it. I don't know what that means. Is it a water bee? It could be a water bee. It could be a lapis bee. Aquamarine bee. Nice. Oh, sugarcane. That looks like sugarcane. So All the Mods 6 doesn't just add extra mods. It has some mods of its own that add its own unique things. One of those is All the Modium is a unique metal for this mod pack, and it only spawns, I think, in ocean biomes. And it's apparently one of the main goals of the mod pack is to get All the Modium. Come here, you bee. Right, so we're going to carry on down here until we come across whatever this is, because this has piqued my interest. I want to know what's going on in this biome. I want to know what the deal is. Oh! Oh ho 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 ho! Ahaha! Yes! We have an NPC village! This is perfect. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. Ah, yes! So I'm just going to park my boat and go on a heckin' explore. It's getting to nighttime, so I'll do it in the glory of day. Ah, wakey wakey, rise and shine. Another day in the village this time. We're not at the farm. So let's see what's going on with an NPC village. I have no idea what to expect with an All the Mods 6 village. I have honestly no idea what to expect with a Minecraft 1.17 village. I know that villagers do a lot more stuff now, but I just have no idea what. Oh, yeah, can we steal the villagers' stuff? Slime ball and clay? Don't mind if I do. Bread? I don't care so much for. Well, I mean, we might as well eat it, because you do get a bonus for eating as many types of food as possible. Oh, I can't eat it, I'm not hungry. Okay, what else is going on in these houses? Let's take a look. So this is weird. This is like a swampy village. I like it. It's on the middle of a marsh. This is a composter. I don't know what that does, but I will definitely take it home and steal it. Ooh, what's this? Did that guy just prick himself on on a vine? What's he doing? What's this guy doing? What is wrong with you? You maniac. What's wrong with him? Have I upset him? I think maybe I've upset him. Oh, look at this, a free emerald. Nice. That could come in handy later on. Villager hat decreases the trading price of villagers. That's really cool. Oh man, look at this biome. Is that not one of the best looking biomes you have ever seen in your life? Look at the way those trees are cascading down. That just looks so good. All right, I've got a pocket full of cheese, a bag full of sugarcane. I'm going to head home and get this stuff planted. All right, let's get the sugarcane planted and growing as soon as possible. The quicker it gets planted, the quicker we can come back and plant some more. 1 gets you 2, 4 gets you 8, 8 gets you 16, 2 gets you 4, and 16 gets you 32. It doesn't take very long for you to keep doubling and doubling and doubling your sugarcane. So while we're waiting for those fields to give us the proper yields that we need, there is another cheeky, quick way you can use to make paper, and that's by using kelp, because apparently kelp makes paper. Who knew? 2 pieces of kelp up here will turn into 1 paper, and it works for actually a lot of vegetables, but because kelp is so abundant, we can just dig a whole bunch of this. So, kelp and kelp makes loads of paper. Lovely stuff. Boom. So let's make some blueprints. So, tool rod blueprint, we're going to need the blueprint paper, the blue dye plate or blue dye. So we're going to need some of this honey to make blue dye. I might actually need some more honey. I go through this quite quickly. Yeah, the power of the macro. I wonder if it's actually quicker than a machine with a macro. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Okay, so if memory serves, this is the configuration for blue dye. Nice. So we need some of this and some paper. And then the paper goes like this, doesn't it? 64. That probably should be enough to get started with, because the main things we're going to need are not. We don't need everything from these blueprints. We're only going to need a couple of very specific things to get going. We're going to make first a hammer blueprint. Hammers are super great. We need some sticks. Wait, is it a stick we need? Netherwood stick, ancient wood rod stick. Yeah, boom. Any old stick will do. So let's turn some of this cherry wood into sticks. So we'll make a hammer blueprint. Very important. We'll make the blueprint book. Oh, wait, we need a gold ingot. Oh, no, that shouldn't be too bad. Template board. Right, so this is where it begins. So the first thing you have to make is a knife/dagger from Silent Gear, because with that you can peel oak and get the template boards, and the template boards can be used to make the blueprint book. Okay. To make a knife blueprint, that's pretty simple. I also want to make a saw. A saw is like a lumber axe from Tinker's Construct. It lets you chop down an entire tree in one go. That sounds pretty good to me. And now let's focus on making this knife. So the knife blueprint, this is how it works. So if you want to make a tool from Silent Gear, you take the blueprint, you put the blueprint in the crafting station, and then if I press U, it'll show me that you put the blueprint with a material. Any old material, and it will make an example knife blade. And then you put it with a tool rod, and it will complete the knife. So we might need the tool rod blueprint. Here we go. So we're going to make an iron knife. So we use the knife blueprint to make the knife blade out of iron. Simple enough. And then we use the tool rod blueprint to make a tool rod. And we can make the tool rod out of anything we want. Well, we can't make it out of anything we want, but wood maybe might work. You need two sticks. Oh, so it's got to be a kind of stick. We could use an iron rod, but honestly, just a couple of sticks will do for now, because this is just a knife to get us basic templates. Now, we've got the knife blade and the rough rod. This will get us a crude iron knife. Perfect. And that is basically how Silent Gear works. You just do those things to make your different things, different tools. But, for example, if you look at a hammer requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different materials. They can all be the same material. Ah! Why? Oh, that could have been a lot worse, honestly. So yeah, the better materials you use, the better kind of tool you'll make. For example, like if you use all diamonds here on a hammer blueprint, and then you use a diamond rod, you're going to get a really durable, long-lasting, heavy-hitting hammer that can mine pretty decent stuff. It's going to be expensive to repair, but that's just the way it works. It's a lot like Tinker's Construct. There's a lot to do with grading materials. Also, all of the traits and specific stats of materials are kind of undocumented. And what do I mean by that? Well, they're not immigrants. What I mean is, if I get my Akashic Tome, I can show you. So this is the Akashic Tome Silent Gear Guide. Right-click. Guidebook is a work in progress. Probably going to take a long time, ... And the truth is, the wiki is also a work in progress, and it will take a long time. So, don't hold your breath, but definitely check out the wiki. But that's the basic building blocks of how Silent Gear works and how you make your own... Oh no! It's ruined! He's ruined my house! But that's the basics of how Silent Gear works and how you make your tools. So with that in mind, let's see if we can make a cool hammer to start mining with. But one more thing, like I said, all these blueprints can get really messy without a place to keep them, which is why we need to make a blueprint book. So the blueprint book, we need template boards. Put the knife and the oak log in here, and that'll get us 6. Perfect. It takes a bit of durability, but not all that much. This knife should basically last us forever now. And bada bing bang boom, we got ourselves a blueprint book. And using this is super simple. Those will do for now, and blueprint storage. Excellent, excellent stuff. Right click, and we just put our blueprints in here. Amazing. And what this book does is basically the book itself functions as the blueprint, and we can cycle through the different blueprints. So let's, for example, try and make another knife blade. So we put the book in the top left and put knife, put an iron ingot there, and bam, it'll try and make an iron knife blade. So you see, the book is a super useful tool for Silent Gear. If you hold down, Control, you can see all the different types of materials that you use will change the stats of an item. And for something like the hammer, which has a whole different number of materials used in it, you get a very big different effect from using different materials. And I'll show you what I mean right now, because we're going to make our hammer. So the hammer blueprint, we're going to use an iron ingot at the start, so it's like an iron tip. And actually, iron is so common, we're just going to use iron for all the rest of it, except the rod. For the rod, I think we can probably use an iron rod. We don't even need the blueprint. That's crazy. But that's the gist of it. I've looked for guides that tell you what the best kind of Silent Gear tool is, and the truth is the mod pack gets changed and balanced and nerfed so much that it's really difficult to say with any regularity what the best kind of tools are. But needless to say, generally speaking, you use the best materials you've got, and that'll make the best tool that you can get. Today we've done some amazing stuff. We've got a couple of crop fields on the go for both sugarcane and hemp, and that's going to help us with immersive engineering and get us some paper and some sugar. Also, we took a look at Silent Gear and how you make tools and blueprints from that mod. It's a lot like Tinker's Construct, but it's much easier to get started with because it doesn't require you to build a smeltery to get the ball rolling. And there's a lot of potential for some crazy sick weapon combos later on in the game. And next episode, we're going to take our Silent Gear tools on a test drive and do some power mining. So until next time, take care.